Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Jason White and this is my channel, Jason's Weird Reads. If you're new here and you enjoy reading horror fiction and also some fantasy and science fiction, please hit the subscribe button down below. Alright, so I was tagged quite a while ago by Dane from Dane Reads to do this tag, and I haven't really been doing too many tag videos lately because I want to reserve the time that I have to do videos that I haven't been doing anyway. This tag, the book reviewer tag, I find this topic fascinating because some people I think take this whole idea of reviewing books a little bit too seriously. That's just my opinion, but I think the way I review books is a little bit differently, I think, than a lot of other people. But I find that I do have some similarities with some. Like, the reason why I remembered to do this tag video was I was watching, I believe her channel name is Planet Shannon's TV. I was watching Shannon on her channel do the tag just today. And we have a somewhat similar style in reviewing books. It's not the same by any means, but it's similar. And I think this is why it fascinates me. I think maybe I'm just being a little bit narcissistic and finding fascination with the way I review books. I don't know. As a Kavit, I don't really consider myself as a book reviewer. I like to think of myself more as, I like to do book discussions. And because, I don't know, when I think of book reviewer, I think of people who work for newspapers and write educated reviews, which, let's face it, are still subjective. But, I'm not in that educated realm. The only thing I have for me is that I read, and I continue to read, and basically I'm telling you what I like. And pretty much when and if I do review books, it's based more on what I like about it. Although as a writer I do know certain things, techniques, and approaches, and obviously I know all that stuff, but again, it's all subjective, and that's where the line is drawn for me. So let's get into the questions. Question number 1. Where do you post your book reviews outside of BookTube? Example, Goodreads, social media, retailers, blogs, etc. And I pretty much stick to Goodreads and Amazon. Amazon.com won't let me review there anymore because I'm Canadian. For the longest time, despite my being Canadian, they would let me post my review on Amazon.com, but I think they do the international reviews now, where you can just hit view all international reviews. So yeah, I post on the Amazon.ca site, and like I said, Goodreads, and I do have a blog that I don't keep up. I really want to start keeping up again. I just want to put my my reviews in there and maybe do something interesting with it. But as with everything else, it's all relies on my time, which I don't really have much. Question number 2, what is your star rating system? And that goes into what I was talking about earlier, that I don't really consider myself a book reviewer, but I do review those books on Amazon and Goodreads because it helps with sales and whatnot. And so what I've come up with is I don't really give too many 1-star or 2-star reviews. If I give a 2-star rating, I really did not like it. 3-star rating for me is, there's some redeeming qualities about the work, but overall I didn't like it. 4-star rating is my average. I didn't have to absolutely love the book, but I could see the quality in it, and those books typically get a 4-star rating, maybe a 3.5. And 5 stars are reserved for the ones that really blew me out of the water. Even if I have a lot of fun reading the book, which is, I think, underrated. I think it's highly underrated. If a book really blows my mind and gives me a lot of fun, then that's going to be a 5-star read, despite perhaps even other flaws. Question number 3. Convince me to read a favorite book of yours in no more than 5 words. And so I have too many favorites, but I decided to go with Spin by Robert Charles Wilson because I don't know why. I think maybe it's one of my favorite books of all time. I need to reread it to see for sure. But I did come up with a little thing for this one. My most mind-blowing science fiction ever. All right. Book number 4. Which book was the hardest to review and why? For me, when somebody gives me a book to review and I don't like it, it's always going to be that because you know that the person who gave you the book is waiting for the review. They want to know what you think of it, and it's always disappointing when you get that feedback that it didn't work for me. And it hurts. I've gotten some bad reviews on my collection of short stories on Amazon. I just got one recently that was like, wow. Obviously, the reviewer didn't know exactly what I was going for, but that's okay. That's their opinion, and I'm not gonna crap all over them for that. But still, it still hurts, And so I know that when I go into reviewing a book I don't like, if the person who gave me the book, if they're gonna see it, which they probably will, it's gonna sting, and I don't like doing that. I believe in spreading kindness, not cruelty. Question number 5. Are there any books you won't review or give a star rating to out of principle? And yeah, honestly, if I know that the writer is alive and an active racist, I'm not going to read their book. I just wouldn't be able to. It could be the most popular book in the world, but the fact that they're a terrible human being just bugs me, and I can't do it. So don't. There's some books I'll be mentioning soon. If you know that the writer is a horrible person, please don't tell me. I don't want to know. I'm joking, of course. Question number 6. A book you really want to read has terrible reviews. Do you still read it? Yeah, of course. Although I will admit that I always go to the reviews of a book I want to read first, and I'm a little bit dismayed when I see that the rating is low, because I sort of believe in the collective unconsciousness of the collective reviews. And if the average rating is to say 3.0, I'm going to be like, I might not like it, but I'm still gonna read it, because I tend to like books that people don't, for the most part. Question number 7. Where do you view books outside of BookTube, and what is your preferred format? Example: short, long, video, print. Lately my preferred is ebook, mostly because it's much more convenient, especially with my new Kindle, my Kindle White. But I prefer the physical copy, and I view book reviews mostly on Amazon and Goodreads, and I have to add BookTube, because I'm always watching book reviews on BookTube. Question number 8. At what point do you view reviews of a book you are reading? Before, during, or after? And do you seek out reviews similar to your own or opposing? I do pretty much all the above. The biggest part where I'm looking at reviews, though, is that before I read the book. I want to know what people think of it. I also want to know if there's things in the book that I might not like. And you can find both of those opinions in both positive and negative reviews. I don't know how many reviews I read where it's like a 1 or 2 star review, and they hated the book, and they're going into why they hate the book, and I'm like, but I like that in a book. And so I go and read it, and sure enough, I liked it. where they didn't. And that's both negative and positive reviews, I find, can lead me toward reading a book. Question number 9. Which book have you read with the lowest rating on Goodreads that you loved? And I was a little surprised by this. It's not the lowest rated book on my list, but when I saw it, I was like, what? What? So it's The Fourth Hand by John Irving. It has an average of 3.31 stars, and I don't get that. I gave it a 5-star rating. I've read it, I don't know how many times, 4 or 5 times. It's just it's not really silly, but it's your typical John Irving book, and I would say it's one of my favorites of his. I'm kind of at a loss as to why. I'm trying to remember. Maybe because it's John Irving. He writes about a lot of taboo type subjects, so maybe it was considered sexist or something along those lines. I don't know, but I really enjoyed that one. And question number 10, which book have you read with the highest rating on Goodreads that you hated? And I'm going with one that is kind of controversial, because people either love or hate this book, but it has a really high rating of 4.53, and it has like thousands and thousands of ratings, and that's The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I really do not understand the love of this book. Let me be clear, I didn't hate this book. I just don't understand why people love it so much. The thing I liked about this book the most was the prose. Patrick Rothfuss is a magnificent writer of prose, but I didn't like any of the characters, and I don't have to like the characters in order to follow them. But sometimes I'm just, if you're making me roll my eyes over some of these characters' decisions, then I don't know, man. It's not even their decisions, just the way they act, and sometimes you just want to slap them, and 600 to 800 pages of that, it's just, I'm done. And I haven't continued the series because I don't know if I can handle any more of that. Alright, so I think I answered all the questions there. Thank you for watching, and keep being creative, keep being safe, and please be kind with one another. And I'll catch you guys in the next books video.